All right, I think I am live. Hi, everybody. Just getting settled in here. If you can hear me, comment below. All right, I see myself on my phone, so that's good. All right. So comment below if you can hear me, if you can see. Okay, awesome. I love it. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Kristen Morgan. For those of you who don't know me, just an anti-diet dietitian here, coming to you here tonight with our first cozy bonus mini training. Hey, Mary. Hey, Iris. So we're gonna have some people coming on in here. So today is all about your first of 5, like I want to call them like cozy mini bonus trainings, and they are meant to supplement what got sent out in the email. So I'm trying to work it so that the email is the core content of the concept we're learning, and then this little side video is a bonus just to help you enhance that skill set. Because I want to make a point really quick here. What we're learning in the next 5 days is not easy. Okay, it's not going to just be over in 5 days. We are working to reverse a lot of stuff that has really been beaten into us over the years with diets and, shame about our bodies and how we should specifically eat and control that. So it's something that takes practice. So, but I'm here to give you some of these key concepts and then more information in my little videos to help supplement it. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I will look from time to time over here on my laptop. For those of you who have been following me, my screen is cracked on my MacBook, so I am looking at my MacBook. The screen is cracked, so I can't see it, but the camera works. And if you see me glancing over here, it's because on my other monitor it does work. So I will try my hardest to look over here, and then the comments, I see them over here on the right too. So if you have any questions, jump right in and I will answer them. So enough with that. Tonight I wanted to talk about, today was all about rejecting the diet mentality and why diets don't work and how they failed us and how giving up the diet mentality and the diet mentality is basically any kind of restrictive calorie counting or starvation type actions, dieting behaviors, anything that's like tries to go against your natural instinctive desire and need to eat. Those tend to be diet mentalities. So like in the book there, I had some examples like using a scale is part of the diet culture and mentality. Using carbs, calories, or fat levels to try to help you lose weight. Insisting that you try to get more willpower. Willpower is a sham. Okay, that's just a dieting tool. Using diet books. So all of these things are dieting tools, which are in your workbook. So I wanted to, as you go forward and start to think about living a healthy life without diets, every day is going to be a new challenge. I'm telling you right now. You're going to have like a good week where you just feel free and you feel like you're even eating less because you're listening to your body more. And then there may be weeks where you just feel bad about yourself and you're like, oh, I just need another diet. Let me just lose like 10 pounds. It goes in cycles. It becomes easier over time. So one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight are 10 different ways that, sorry, I got to bring up my notes here. 10 different examples of how the diet mentality might try to sneak back into your life, okay, and try to like suck you back in, because we're all going to have those bad. I had a bad day today, okay. I mean, I will just like throw that out there. I was in pain and feeling a bit frustrated with how my body felt, and like I could feel the diet mentality coming back. But fortunately, I know that it doesn't work, but being aware is important. So here are some. So diets have a sneaky way of making their way, sorry, my notes over here, back into our lives without realizing it. So I made a list of some ways that are common, so that you might encounter as you're going forth. So, for example, number one, have you guys ever heard of diet cleanses, right? Like you're going to be faced with all kinds of things in the media and in the news and your friends, and like, you know, you may find yourself wanting to participate in a cleanse or seeing that cleanse in an ad and think, oh, well, maybe that might be a good like little reset for my body and my weight. That is a way of that's an example of like a cleanse is an example of diet mentality that you might encounter. Okay. There's another concept, another one that I want to point out is the belief that if you are overweight, you will never be healthy. That's going to go in and out all the time, okay? Because there's two conflicting messages in the world that if you are overweight, you can never be healthy. And that is so false, okay? Research completely is not on the right track with that, okay? So you may find someday you're reading magazines and you hear a news story that says, you know, obesity rates are on the rise, and if you're this weight or this height, this BMI, you have a super increased risk for cardiovascular disease. And then you might feel discouraged and might think, as long as I'm overweight, I'm never going to be healthy. And then you might start to think about calories again. And that's going to sneak back into your life because of the way the media is, okay? So cleanses might sneak around in your life because they're a hot trend. Feeling like you can never be healthy because you're overweight, that's a common belief in America. And that's going to come around and haunt you and want to drive you back toward calories and all of that, okay? So don't let that in, okay? Because you can be healthy whatever size you are, all right? Another message that number three, another message you're going to hear a lot is that sugar and carbohydrates are bad, right? That they're bad, you know. And while you may want to be an intuitive eater, this is a common one that comes back to bite us, is that it's been drilled in our heads that carbohydrates that they're bad and that they will make us fat or whatever, okay? So even if you might be an intuitive eater, you may find yourself, you may find yourself avoiding, you know, even though you might be really desiring a piece of bread with your lunch, you might just, you know, not do it because something subconsciously believes that that's bad because you heard so-and-so say that carbs will make you fat, all right? So that is a sneaky way that the diet mentality will make its way back into your life, okay? And the diet mentality makes, as you can see by this, what I'm listing here, it comes in so many different forms, okay? So many different forms. They're sneaky. It's not just about whether you count calories or not, okay? Participating in a quick diet cleanse is a diet mentality thought. Thinking you'll never be healthy because you're overweight, that's a diet mentality thought. You see how that's not directly related to, oh, I counted calories. A gentle thought in the back of your mind that carbs are bad, that's a diet mentality thought. So recognizing these things, anything that drives you back to restriction and into that tight, like dieting life, you've got to be aware of, okay? So how about this one, number 4? If you've ever let's say you decide not to exercise, or let's say you miss your workout and you decide to compensate later at dinner by eating a lot less to try to compensate for not working out, that is a common one as well. That's part of the diet mentality. That is part of the diet mentality because you don't want to use exercise as punishment. Exercise is meant to feel good, okay? So if you, let's say you eat like 2 pieces of grandma's pie at dinner, And then you're like, afterwards, you're like, I'm just going to like work out for an hour to get rid of that. That is a diet mentality thought, okay? Because you're using exercise to punish yourself for something that you ate, and that's not how we want to do it. We roll with it. We enjoy the pie. If it was eating past your fullness level, you forgive yourself and you move on. You don't punish yourself. So that punishment is part of the diet mentality. So I got a couple comments here. Oh, yes, what the doctor says, Iris, that bread is poison. Makes me want to freak out because, it's not. All right? Even diabetics can eat bread. All right? Diabetics have different considerations. Like, they should be eating more, carbs with a protein source and a fiber source, because there are certain carbs that can raise your blood sugar more than others, and when you have diabetes, you need to be aware of that kind of stuff, but it's not poison. But we could talk about that forever. A piece of toast in the morning is a pretty delicious breakfast, part of a delicious breakfast. All right, so if you've ever, here's another one, number 5, a sneaky way that diet mentality tries to make its way back into your life is if you have ever described your days in terms of being a good day or a bad day? Like, at the end of the day, you think, oh, I just had like such a good eating day. Like, I even had that thought tonight because I struggled with, eating for emotions tonight. I had a rough day, but you know what? I'm just going to own it. And part of me said today was not a good eating day. Okay, well, skirt. We don't describe, when you're an intuitive eater and you embrace this, we don't describe our days as far as good or bad eating, okay? Because that just puts shame on you, and it puts shackles on you, and it brings morality into what you eat. And it's like, you had a good day because of you ate toast for breakfast. No, you have good days and bad days, but you don't have good eating days and bad eating days. You know what I mean? So if you ever find yourself saying, oh, today was such a bad eating day, that's the diet mentality knocking at your door, okay? Because as we do this intuitive eating thing, one of the things we struggle with, and my clients struggle with, and even I do sometimes, is that food, we make it moral. Like, we make it make us good or bad. And that's one of the things I pound into people's heads, is that food is food. All right, food is bread. Food is milk. Food is an Oreo cookie. Food is not, you didn't murder somebody, you didn't torture somebody, and you didn't do bad things. You ate food. It's just the way that it is. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. Okay, so that's something I like to work on with people as well. So, excuse me. Does anyone have any questions? Again, for those of you who just joined us, I'm going through 10 different common sneaky ways the diet mentality tries to make its way back into your life. Once you embrace that dieting doesn't work, it's almost like you start to get attacked all around. Okay. And I know that I don't know if you're a Christian or not, this isn't a religious, spiritual video, but I know that a lot of times, when Christians accept Christianity, they start to feel the attack of a lot of the bad stuff going on around you. It's like the same kind of concept with eating. Once you accept that that's not the way to do it, you start to feel an onslaught of attacks by messages, by people around you who don't understand, self-doubt, because you wonder, am I really doing the right thing? So it's it comes at you from all over. So like I said, I'm just going over some of those tonight. Okay? So I've done 5. So I'm going to just talk about 5 more common things that I see with people. So if you've ever, some of you may work or be in groups with those. Have you ever been a part of a Biggest Loser competition in your workplace? As far as, or restrictive health challenges, the Whole 30 challenge, your Biggest Loser challenge, your weight loss challenges. I mean, you're going to be approached and you're going to see these everywhere you go. Okay? So that is another way that you're probably going to be, your diet mentality, lifestyle is going to be attacked, is that people might be offering for you to like come and participate in this. And the draw of it is like very seductive. Okay? I'm telling you right now, it is seductive. Okay? Because they promise weight loss and all of this kind of stuff. And it is very, it's just very seductive. So be on the lookout for those things, because they're going to promise winning, maybe money, success, and you already know that those things don't work, particularly in the long run. Okay? That's why you're here. Okay? So another thing, this is a big one. I just realized looking at myself, I'm like talking with my hands a lot. I'm an Italian, so by nature, so sorry about that. I just get a little excited about this. All right, so, and I'm like sitting in a chair. Yeah, a low carb challenge and couldn't do it. I agree. I did a low carb challenge one time. I tried to do Atkins, and I literally I had so little energy. I lasted a day and a half, and then I ended up eating 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese one night, because I backfired off of that. So Mary's got a quick question before I go into the next one. When you're intuitive eating, is it eating only when you are hungry? Oh, such a good question. In general, that's what we try to, that's kind of the general guideline as far as navigating when you should eat. But there is also a huge emphasis, which is something I teach a little bit more in depth in my courses and with my one-on-one work, is that intuitive eating is about remembering that food is part of the human experience, okay? That, sometimes you're going to go to a birthday party and the cake is super good that's there and you're not hungry. You're not hungry and you weren't craving cake before then, but you know what? Your whole family is there and you're celebrating, a birthday and it looks really delicious and you'd love to have a piece of it and you decide to do it. And you try to enjoy every single bite, enjoy the camaraderie you have around you, and that's good. I highly recommend doing things like that. That's okay, because part of it, intuitive eating is not just only when you're hungry and only when you're full, because you have to be careful. Because if you only eat when you're hungry and stop exactly when you're full, that can become another diet rule that can get broken when you eat past your fullness level. When I go to the movie theater, I'm never usually hungry. We've had dinner, but I always get popcorn. Why? Because I enjoy it. I'm never hungry for popcorn, but I get it because I love the taste. I love the experience of it, and it's part of my movie experience. So the answer to that is no. Okay? Yeah, and you enjoy the cake. It's meant to be, as an intuitive eater, you can have things. And let's say, okay, another quick example. I don't want to get too far off on a tangent, because this is such a great question, Mary. And I'm going to address this in the last day of the challenge too. And yeah, exactly. You just want to take the time. I teach you how to be mindful of what you're eating so that you do enjoy every bit of it. And a lot of times people don't even want the whole cake because they feel satisfied with half. We usually end up eating 3 pieces of whatever because we've eaten it so fast, because we've been so deprived that it's I got to eat all the things because tomorrow they're gone. No, I'm going to just really enjoy this piece and assess how I feel afterwards. So, yeah. So I kind of don't know where I was going with that, but, just one quick example is that, let's say it's 3 o'clock and you're leaving work and you have to go get the kids and take them to the game, and then you've got a PTA meeting and you're there until 8:30, 8:45 at night, and you're not hungry at 3, but you absolutely know you're not going to get a chance to eat until 9. And what's going to happen if I can't eat at 3 because I'm not hungry, but if you know, it's okay to eat something then to make you last, because if you don't eat till 9, you're just going to freak out and eat #all the things. That's another part of intuitive eating, is listening to your body and looking at your schedule and lean flexible. So that's that. I hope that answered your question, Mary. Intuitive eating is all about freedom, and the more freedom and more we relax, the less difficult eating becomes. Okay. So has anyone ever had the thought, number 6 here, if I eat a bad food, I think I screwed up. I'm just going to go ahead and eat the whole thing and just freak out and eat it all, regardless of my hunger cues, and I'll just start again tomorrow. I know that I kind of experienced that. That's a tough one for me. It's like I have a perfectionist mindset. So if you've ever thought, oh, I already blew my diet, I'm just going to eat it all. I'm not even going to think about anything. I'll start tomorrow. That is the diet mentality swooping in and trying to put its perfectionist mindset back into you. Because as intuitive eaters, there's no starting tomorrow. Because you don't start again tomorrow for anything. You just you eat what you ate, and if you forgive yourself if you need to, if you don't, whatever, and then we go to the next meal. Okay, so if you're an intuitive eater and you realize that you overate, you don't continue to eat it a lot of times because I'm giving you the gift of self-compassion, which is another skill we're going to learn, and you end up being compassionate to yourself, and there's 3 parts to that. And then you just forgive yourself in that moment and you move on. It doesn't turn into like this roller coaster of like eating and eating and eating all the things. Okay, so that's another diet mentality, because the diet mentality likes to just, so guilty. It's like it comes and let's just like spread its horrible guilt all over us. And perfection is what the diet mentality feeds on. So, I don't know, was that number 6? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 7. Okay, so how about skipping your workout? You would feel guilty. This was a tough one for me. It made me feel like I screwed up. So if I had planned a workout and then skipped it, that was often a trigger for me to go and eat, again, all the things, because that was part of like, well, I didn't stick to my plan today. I might as well just start tomorrow and enjoy the good life today. That was a tough one for me. So if you've ever felt guilty or bad, that's a diet mentality, and diet mentality can affect your exercise. So that is something I want you to be aware of, and I've gotten a lot better with that myself, particularly since I had my little guy. He's 2 years old. I have to really watch where I spend my energy, and I have really gotten to the point where if I just don't feel like working out, I don't work out. And then a lot of times the next day, and I end up wanting to work out. Then I have a more solid workout. So, a lot of times there's that willpower thing you hear people say, like, just push through your workout. You can do it. You can do it. Just, the first 5 minutes, all you have to, and that is true. Like, sometimes if you get the first 5 minutes in, a lot of times you feel like you want to continue it. And I'll do that sometimes. But then sometimes I still am not feeling my workout. I just decide to take a mental rest and focus on some of the other things in my life that need to get done. And then when I go back for my workout the next time, I'm like, oh man, like itching to get back to it. Because it's like, man, I didn't have a day, but now here I am feeling good about it, wanting to do it, not feeling like I have to. And so exercise works the same way as food does. Okay, so 2 more, and then I want to let you guys go, because I know I've been chatting for a while, but this is time. Oops. Okay, so 2 more, and then I want to let you guys go, because I know. Sorry, I've got myself on my phone. I really wanted to give my time to you here, so I wanted to make sure I was giving you some good value. So, but 2 more here. So if you've ever, and I'm like I said again, I'm looking over here because this is where my notes are. So another diet thought that if you have is like if you've eaten too much at a meal, like let's say you had a really big lunch, and then you decide that regardless of how your hunger levels at dinner, you're going to reduce how much you eat to try to compensate for that. Well, intuitive eaters trust and know what their bodies are feeling. So if they, like at dinner time, you may have had a big lunch. In a diet mentality, you try to reduce dinner regardless. As an intuitive eater at dinner, you're going to continue to eat to your hunger level. But you're also, you may naturally eat less because you're not as hungry, but you don't try to actively compensate and decrease because you were bad at lunch. Okay, so if you've ever done any like meal compensation, that's a diet thought as well. Okay? And I will give you this handout if you're interested. So you have this stuff too. And then, number 10, let's talk about cheat days. Anyone ever been scheduled a cheat day or seen plans that schedule cheat days? Have this day be your cheat day and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, it sucks. Like, cheat days they just like epitomize the diet mentality, because it's like then on your cheat day, you just want to like go crazy and eat everything. And it's just another example of the extremes. Okay, so you're restrict and be good, or eat clean, or whatever you call that restrictiveness. And then you've got this day where you just blow it all out the window, and then you just eat like whatever, crappy, whatever. And it's like, it's just two extremes, and that's what we want to get away from. And intuitive eaters just kind of go on the same wavelength. There is no extreme. It's all, it all averages out. As I'm like dancing in front of the camera. Friday cheat day. Yeah, cheat days. When you're an intuitive eater, you can have cake anytime you want. And I know that's scary for some people, but I've got exercises in my program and stuff all about like systemic habituation, which is a long, crazy word for like when I work with people, I have them pick a food like cake, and their assignment is to eat it, the same cake, the same amount every single day for 7 days in a row. And it's like a really eye-opening experience, because it's like, oh, well, I don't really need to have cake again tomorrow. I'm good because I've had cake for 5 days in a row. And that's such an aha moment for people. They're like, whoa. And then I've had people come back to me like 3 weeks later, and they're like, I haven't had any cake. I'm good because I know I can have it whenever I want. There's no like downward spiral and then the blow up on the cheat day. The cheat day. Sorry, I'm like, now I see myself. I'm like dancing. But like that's just, it's just a saboteur. So as an intuitive eater, you can have this stuff anytime you want, and the desire for it wanes dramatically when it doesn't become a forbidden food. So that is all I had for tonight. Those are just 10 sneaky ways, common ways that the diet mentality will come back to try to haunt you, because as you accept and embrace the diet mentality and intuitive eating and in this whole new lifestyle, you are going to find people fighting you, telling you it's wrong, naysayers, and all of this kind of stuff. And you're going to have to go on the defensive and fight for yourself and what you deserve. So I'm just here to try to give you some of those tools. So I have one more comment. Iris, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. There's no one that says that you have to have chicken and rice and vegetables at dinner. It's like if you have an apple or a small bowl of cereal because you had a large lunch, and you go to bed satisfied, not over full, not hungry, or whatever. Like if you're satisfied, that's a huge deal. That's what this is all about. Cinnamon buns, 6 of them. Totally. Enough. It's about knowing enough. When you have enough, then you don't need to have it because you know it's going to be there tomorrow. I mean, I can't speak for everyone that's here tonight, but in America, we live in a culture of we can get anything we want in general, like food. You know what I mean? Like if you eat all the Oreo cookies tonight, it's not like you couldn't go to the store and get another package. So we live in an abundant society when it comes to food. It's good that you can say, no, I'm good with 2 cinnamon buns, because it's not the last time you're going to get to have them. It's not the last time you have them before your diet starts on Monday and then you can't have them for like 6 months or forever, You can have them tomorrow. So, I don't know. It's a really cool concept for people who start to accept that. They're like, oh, they see the light. So, it's really, really neat. That's all I had for you guys. Let me know if you have questions. Pop them in the comments. And if you don't have questions, pop in the comments and say hello and let me know that you're here. I know I'm trying to get everybody active in the challenge. And I want you to be involved, and I want to know you're here, and I want to help. So let me know how I can support you, and I hope this is helpful. And I will see you guys in your email box tomorrow, and then I will be back here live again at 8:30. More info in the email on what we will be talking about. So I will talk with y'all soon. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. Bye-bye.